Welcome to One on One on God 101. His hair is wet, but you know that face. Ladies and gentlemen, one of your favorite house guests from BB26, the one and only Quinn. Hi, Quinn.
Woo! I'm so happy to be here. Hi, Julie. How's it going? You look mesmerizing.
Thank you. Thank you, kind sir. For the record, I did not come up with your Chiron, your drop line. Can you tell us how you identified yourself?
Yeah, you can call me Gwendolyn Rivers, aka the Midwest Heartthrob. And Julie switched up. She texted me beforehand because we hang out recreationally. She's like, you got to drop the Midwest Heartthrob bit. This is a Julie thing. I didn't want to do it. She twisted my arm, I swear.
Guilty. Okay, so Quinn, we have a lot of ground to cover in less than 15 minutes. And you know the title of the show is God 101, but first God. Who is God to you?
I think that if you zoom out, technically I am Methodist. My grandpa and great grandpa were both preachers, so shout out God. But I think that the more accurate description for me is very spiritual. I like to close my eyes, going through the casting process. I'd close my eyes and say whoever's listening, whether that's God, science, or the universe, let people recognize me for who I am. And hopefully that means I get onto the, get further into the process. And so, I don't know exactly what I believe in, but I'm hoping that there's someone out there or something to, that just makes life more exciting. The prospect of it existing and being a part of that.
He's always listening, and clearly he heard you because you got cast, and you are one of the most memorable players, not only from this season, but probably in the history of our game. Can we? Okay, as we are recording this, you've been out in the world for almost a month now. How much of the show have you watched, if any?
I've seen the first 2 episodes because I wanted to see all my friends' intro packages. And then I watched episode 4. That's the episode when Angela's walking down the steps and, crazy eyes. I had to see that. And then I saw the HOH that I won. I watched that competition because I wanted to see how good my thighs looked in that skirt. Other than that, I have not seen the show. I did my deep dive the other day, so now I get the full go ahead to watch everything and experience the greatness. Best show on TV.
Thank you. I happen to agree, but of course I'm partial. Okay, thoughts on, I'm sure you've read up on social media, the internet, whatever, people's reaction to you. What are your thoughts on comments you've read? Any of them true? Any of them false? You want to defend yourself?
I mean, I know that at the start, people didn't like me. And that's okay. It took them long enough to catch up. And now they're Quinions. They're fans. They want to be a part of the squad. And I can't blame them with a leader as this charming and handsome. Anyone that was tossing negativity my way, you can kick rocks because I'm here to provide an uplifting light in the community. And I'm just going to keep doing me. I'm not too worried about anything negative that people said. I saw the things that alumni said, and I don't care because I'm not going to take notes from anyone's diary room sessions that didn't even make it to the show. So we're fine. We're chilling. I don't care.
I don't even know what you're referring to. Do you want to?
Not at all. No, the laundry list is crazy. The people who did not like me. But what's important is people like me now. And the response specifically on Twitter has been so warm and accepting. I just feel extremely grateful that people took the time to get to know me.
Are you always like this? Because how old are you now, Quinn?
I am 26.
And you live in?
Lawton, Oklahoma right now.
Is that where you're from?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What was it like for you growing up with this big personality in what sounds like a small town? It's a small town, no?
It's like the 4th biggest city in Lawton, or in Oklahoma. But what does that really mean in the grand scheme of things? I don't know.
Have you always been this outrageous is what I'm asking. What did the teachers write on your report cards when you were in 4th grade?
I was always a delight to have in class. I just talked too much. And as far as I'm concerned, I've stayed the same. I've always been very loud. I've always been myself. It's just been a constant battle between me and people's eardrums. I don't mind being the loudest in the room. Not an issue at all.
Now, remind us what you do for a living. And did you return to that job after leaving Big Brother?
previous to Big Brother, I was actually a nurse recruiter. I was helping travel nurses land like travel contracts across the United States, specifically in Vermont. That's a very high paying area for travel nurses. And I actually got fired during the casting process. So I have not returned to the field, but I do think that the door is open because my old boss texted me and said I was phenomenal on the show.
Ah, will you go back if offered the job again?
If they increase my pay, there's a celebrity tax now.
Why did you get fired? Because you said, if I get on the show, I'm gone for 100 days, or why?
So throughout the casting process, there's a lot of Zoom meetings, and I hadn't worked there for too long. So me asking for a dentist appointment, doctor's appointment, like, all this stuff, an eye appointment. And then the last straw was me saying, hey, I'm not going to be here between these hours tomorrow morning. I'm picking up my glasses. They're like, no, you can't do it. And I let them know I'm not going to be here tomorrow. So like, whatever that looks like, got fired within an hour. But it's okay. They were all nice people, and some of them are actually Big Brother fans. So I think it's very cool that they got to see me on the show.
Well, I see that as a blessing. All right. You leave the Big Brother house. You go to LAX. You fly home. What is the public saying to you?
I drove straight to my college's homecoming. Like, I landed in OKC, drove to Lawton, and then drove 8 hours to Nebraska. And so I got to take pictures with fans, hang out with administration at my college, and then see all of my friends who I missed very dearly. And so the reception was so warm. Everyone was really excited. Everyone had 1,000,001 questions. My ex-girlfriend wanted me to FaceTime Leah so they could like take a picture together. It's very funny. Everyone is just in my life is so supportive and funny that I just can't complain. It's been nothing but nonstop love and support.
A bunch of us are rooting for you and Leah to actually have a showmance or post-show romance. Where do things stand between you and Leah?
Leah is my dog full time. We literally like FaceTime. I FaceTimed her right before this. Or she FaceTimed me, I should say. But we talk and text all the time. That's my dog. I'm friends with her sister now and her friends. Like I've gotten the opportunity to get close to the people in her life, and very thankful to be her pal and her homie.
All right. What is on the horizon for you in the world of romance? It doesn't sound like it's going to be you and Leah, but you'll be best friends for life, I hope.
Absolutely. Yes. There's not enough positive words in the English dictionary to describe my thoughts on her. In terms of like future romantic prospects, it's hard to say. It's a moving target, very abstract. I have no idea. Stay tuned.
Come on. You got to admit it. Being on TV for a whole summer, I'm sure there are women asking you out. No?
Yeah. There's a whole, if you don't know about this, Chelsea had a whole segment about like, you need to slide in Quinn's DMs, use code Chelsea to like get access. Like, is this whole thing. So the DMs are going crazy. It's just, I don't necessarily want to be romantically involved with a fan. That feels like a power dynamic. I don't want no smoke,
I hear you. Okay, let's talk about Chelsea. You're one of the jurors. You have to vote for either Chelsea or Comp Beast of the season and of the series, one of them, Mackenzie. Why did you vote for Chelsea to win?
Point blank, I think that Chelsea is one of the most dominant winners in the history of the game. I put her in the top 5. I identified her as the best player of the game week 2.5. Initially, it was actually Cam because he was so well insulated, but then I realized Chelsea's the one pulling the strings. And so once I was in the jury, How
did you figure that out? Week 2.5, that she was the one.
I mean, week 1, she was pulled into a majority alliance, the collective, while not being able to vote. That's aura. That is incredible. She is so well liked. She gave off like Danielle Reyes vibes, where a lot of people have to put on this smile and they have to like tell you everything you want to hear. Chelsea will roast you to your face, and then you just laugh it off because it's like Chelsea's so funny and charming, and she's so well spoken. She's good at competitions. She's like strategically, before I flipped on the Pentagon, oh my God, I loved my conversations with Chelsea. I was just like, she's so smart. and that's dangerous. And so in the jury house, it was like me crossing my fingers, Leah or Chelsea, make it to finale night so I can vote for one of you two. Like, please. And so, I mean, I was more than happy to give Chelsea my vote. I respect the competitions that Mackenzie won, but I just think that Chelsea played a more active game and did a phenomenal job of pulling the strings. Like, just truly a once-in-a-lifetime player.
Where did you go wrong in the game, in your opinion, or opinion of your most trusted loved ones?
I think that, I was very nefarious, very intentional about like trying to break rules and be dastardly. And I showed that to T-Core and Chemo and let them know about the Pentagon because I thought that they would appreciate that. Like, hey, if you have this nasty gremlin on your side, that's something you can work with. And I think that kind of pushed them away from me versus bringing us closer. And so flipping on the Pentagon, now those clowns are mad at me. And then we have this like mutated squad of demons that are, also don't trust me. And so then I'm in the middle, just forced to rely on my social game where I didn't have a lot going strategically. Like no one trusted me, rightfully so. So I think that that's where my mistake was, is thinking that Chemo and T-Core would appreciate my dastardly behavior.
Did you model your gameplay after any past house guest? I'm thinking maybe Dan. I don't know.
I think that I wanted to pay homage to a lot of different players. Me holding business meetings was a reference, an homage to Kevin Jacobs in Big Brother Canada. Me walking around with like panhandling for votes, that's an homage to Jace Wiry from season 5. Me telling lies that don't even make sense. Like I told Matt, Cam, and Tucker that I had never done a one-arm push-up. So when I did it, they were celebrating me and we were hugging. That makes no sense. But Dr. Will made up a bunch of funny lies that didn't help the game at all. And so I think that I was trying to pull a bunch of different pieces and add my own Quinn flavoring to it. But at the end of the day, I did me. That was kind of my goal.
And that I feel was apparent because I thought, this guy's one of a kind. We've never had a house guest like him. He clearly knows the show, but he's bringing his own flavor while dipping into things that may have worked that he liked from seasons past. So thank you for your honesty. Your season aside, what was your favorite season of Big Brother and why?
I think that season 7 is my favorite to go back and watch. I think that the performance Dr. Will puts on is really exciting. And what stands out about it is that, Dan is very cerebral and like intentional with his approach. It's very strategic. Whereas like Will is the opposite side of the coin where he is very strategic, of course, but a lot of it is he's so charismatic and social and like just fantastic. And so that's my favorite season to watch because I feel like he's cooking from start to finish. Plus we get to see Danielle Reyes again on our screen. So that's always awesome.
She was definitely robbed season 3.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness.
She's the reason why we had to create a jury.
I agree. I'm so happy that it happened though.
We need honesty in the DR.
Absolutely.
Okay. In the final minute, what do you want to promote? What's next for you, Quinn?
Check me out, on social media. Please be patient with me. I'm not an influencer. I was, Midwest, dude, I had 50 followers on Twitter before this, but yeah, follow me on social media. I believe that we will Quinn every now and Quinn. Add me on Twitch. Where have you Quinn? I just want to be a part of the community and thank everyone who's been so sweet to me.
How many followers do you have as of right now?
On Instagram, we have a spicy 45,000 followers. Wow. I know. It's so dumb. Too much power. I need to be careful before I, tell my fan base to commit crime.
Use your power for good, Quinn. I know you have it in you. Dip into your Methodist background.
Yeah. I'll lean into that for sure.
Well, happy holidays. Thank you for putting on a 3-piece suit. I love the hair, the wet look, the dry look. It's all good. You keep being you, Quinn. Godspeed and God bless you.
You're the best. Thank you for everything, Julie. You have such a heart of gold.